Good morning. Brr, by me. What's the temperature by you? Back in 30. Brr, they say that with the wind chill factor outside, it feels like a very balmy 13 degrees. What? Good morning. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. And that's what we're going to continue to do. Hope that this live show finds everybody, as always, doing well. I'm not very fond of very cold temperatures. Don't get me wrong. I'm good with 40s. I'm great with 50s. 60s is even nicer. But once we start hitting the feel of 13, anything in the teen, not very, very nice for me. Anyway, couple of things I want to go over. By the way, if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a veteran here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate your continued loyalty. I will get to the comment section in a minute. I want to point out to you a brand new channel that someone else actually showed me, and it's actually really, really cute. The name of the channel, I want to make sure I get it right, is called Living in the Moment. And you're going to see a very, very sweet lady. She's at 33 subscribers, but her channel mission basically, she is a person that's living on Social Security and basically shows you how she's making do living on the Social Security. And she also shares some other journeys, like with her health battle that she's, actually overcoming. And I'm so happy for you and wishing you the best. And anyone that gets over to that channel and subscribes, please say that Jan from New York City sent you there. I really do appreciate it. Interestingly, today, well, the most recent upload is she's sharing with you her very, very first ever done grocery haul. So let's show a lot of warmth, a lot of love, as my Jan clan always seems to do. And I thank you very much. By the way, I hope you're having a blessed Sunday. Brand new day, brand new week, clean slate. Let's get started. We're going to continue on with the message from yesterday. Let me put my beautiful warm mug down. I'm almost hesitant to put it down. It feels so good, nice around my hands. You know what I mean? Oh, but I have to put it down. Anyway, we're going to continue on with discussing the meals that we can make from all of the stuff that was tentatively or possibly purchased with the suggested list for anyone that's on like a fixed budget, so to speak. I'm going to get off to the comment section first for a second. Good morning, Sharon Jackson. How are you? It's warmer today than yesterday. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Good morning, Eileen. How are you? She's saying hello to everybody. 27 by Sharon, and by Eileen, it is 19 degrees there. Good morning, Tony Ed. How are you? Happy Sunday to you too. Okay, get a load of this. This list literally is the tip of the iceberg, okay? With the stuff that I mentioned, you might think, well, those are just basic items. True, but what can you do with the basic items? So we're going to head right over to it. Okay, basically for breakfast, you can make muffins from this, cornbread, toast, or eggs, any style. And that type of a meal can be done anytime. Who's the person that gets to write when you should eat something? Hello, if you wake up 7:30 in the morning, if you have a leftover piece of pizza, warm it up. Or do what the college kids do, eat it cold. I've done it myself. Good morning, human in training. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. Oh, she has a nice hint there. It should be showing up on the comments. There you go. Human in Training adds water to orange juice, makes it not so heavy and lasts longer. You know something, Human in Training? My mom did that. My mom did that with us. You are 100% right. I got so used to drinking watered down juices that to this day, I think I don't care for it perfectly straight up. That's interesting. That's a great money saver, too. And kids do have a tendency to waste drinks. Mm. Anyway, so getting back to the breakfast with that list, you can make muffins, you can make cornbread, you can make toast or eggs any style. Um, that's just a sample. I know you guys can come up with other things besides that. Remember, I said 5 pounds of potatoes? You didn't hear me say frozen French fries. You didn't hear me say buy a box of mash. The instant. I'm not saying they're not convenient. They are convenient. But if you are on a fixed budget, and if you could quote manufacture, if you could manufacture your own recipe from the natural source, it's even better for you, in all probability, healthier. But here's what I got just from this 5 pounds of potatoes. Please add to it anything. Eileen, you love the cold? Not extreme cold. I'm with you to a degree on it. I like brisk. Anyway, here's where you could get what I got from the 5 pounds of potatoes. Please add to it if I missed out something. I love your guys' suggestions. You guys rock. All right, 5 pound of potatoes, baked potatoes, a potato and egg salad, a nice salad, a hot potato and egg hero, which I've shown that recipe in the past. Yum. That is so yum. People pay $6, $7 for one of those in the city. For potato and an egg hero, hello? A potato, which is like costs a few cents, an egg, which costs like a few cents, a loaf of either a hard roll or a hero bread or whatever you have on hand costs cents. That thing costs you less than $1.50 to make. Hello. And you can make a bunch of it too. Seriously? Really? $7? No. Potato and egg sandwich, and it's a crowd pleaser. You can make your own French fries. You can mash them. You can make potato croquettes. You can make potato. I didn't mention leeks. You can make potato soup, but potato and leek soup is outrageous. OMG. If there is something I missed with taters, please add to it. Okay, next. Remember I mentioned roasting a chicken, buying a roast chicken? Okay. One roast, you could take, okay, I'm sorry, roast, chuck roast. Then we'll go on to the chicken. One chuck roast. This is where our good old friend, the slow cooker, comes in handy. I love my slow cooker because I could sit down, I could write my next show format, I could create the show, I could be on live, and that thing could be going, making my dinner or lunch. Okay. I love multitasking. Now, some people don't like to, I do. Okay. But, and then like when I'm tired, I don't have to deal with much. It's done for me. So please utilize your slow cooker. Take that chuck roast, which costs you like a song, let's say, compared to a filet mignon, get the same results in texture. And it's like buttery and it's delicious. Yes, it is. Cold pizza. That's right. Good old potato salad. That's right. You're right, Eileen. Like I said, you can make the potato salad without the egg in it too. Some people, prefer it like that, like deli style, if you will. Excuse me, please. So the chuck roast, you could do that. You can make a Yankee pot roast, okay? Put your potatoes in there. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention carrots, and that was a boo-boo. I didn't mean to skip over carrots. Fresh carrots or canned, fresh better. They are a bargain. They are any root vegetable when you're shopping you could get for a song. They are just so inexpensive. You could stretch them. They last a long time. So if you make a Yankee pot roast, like with your potatoes and your carrots, yum. And you get sandwiches after that. I call this the food effect. You just get this food effect. One day you could recycle it. You could do something different. Don't call it leftovers. We need to change our vocabulary and stop calling things leftovers. Okay, we got to rename this because that term leftovers turns people off. Doesn't bother me. Me personally, I could care less. Leftovers means more money in the bank because that's money saved. That's the way I look at it. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? She's saying good morning to everyone. German potato salad, too. There you go, Wanda. Okay, so getting back, of course, you apply the same method with a pork roast, okay, or a roast chicken, and for many different meals, like the main course, or for soup, or for stews. The method of cooking, that's up to you. Chicken can be roasted, can be fried, chicken can be boiled. Whatever you do with the chicken, you do with it, you do with it. And don't forget the art of shredding things, okay? Like, you know how, like, some people eat pulled pork sandwiches, which is a great bargain, great thing to do. You make that easily in your slow cooker as well. There are many recipes out there for that. The art of shredding the meat tends to stretch the meat, which stretches your budget. Again, you're buying time and you're saving money and you're giving nutritional value to your family. And isn't that what this is all about? Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, okay. Two of you talking. That's very cool. All right. Very good. I forgot to mention another method yesterday because there's only so much you could say in an hour. And there was a lot of content yesterday, and I'm really glad that for your, sake, and for helping anyone that's viewing this, if I helped one person, I did my job, and that's what I say. Right before I slam the live button, I ask the good Lord, let me reach out to at least one person and help them change a decision, even a tiny one, just might change someone's life. You never ever know, right? You never ever know. But this method I forgot to mention yesterday, and it has been mentioned before, and I've mentioned it myself before. If you buy, let's say, like chicken cutlets, okay, and they're on the thick side, the boneless type, okay, they're very thick. What I like to do is have them partially thawed, and then I butterfly it across. I mean, I go across once with a knife, I butterfly it open, and I get two out of it. Okay, so I'm doubling my value. Remember the rule of half? Those chicken breasts sometimes are very thick. I mean, to me, it's silly and wasteful not to try to do that. Most people like thinly cut food anyway. Most people are not fond of huge chunks. But if that's your thing, no judgment. If you like that, that's totally fine and a-okay. How cute, going back and forth about salad. There you go. I love it. All right, so basically, so don't forget to butterfly and double your value. The rule of half. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a specific video again, maybe a little more updates to it about my rule of half. Okay, and give you specific instances where it really and truly comes in handy. And when you are watching your pennies, and who isn't watching their pennies today? I mean, seriously, really, the rule of half comes in handy. And it's all about reducing wastefulness. Because unfortunately, I don't know why. I really don't know why. We live in a very challenging time. That's the word I'm going to use for now. So when I see food being wasted, that's not cool. Be more mindful of what you're doing with your food. Can you do, even if, let's suppose you have like a little bit of the roasted chicken left. You might think that, well, it's all gone, it's all done. What am I going to do? May as well toss. First of all, never toss it. I could give you three things right now you could do with it. You could turn that little bit of chicken into a chicken croquette. You could toss that into maybe a pre-made soup, or just make it your own from scratch. Okay. And the Frugal Money Saver channel reminded me, and I've done it, and I've showed pictures of it. You can make a lo mein out of the chicken. And if you do not have, quote, end of quote, lo mein noodles, if you have, like, let's say linguine or any type of noodle like that, or thin spaghetti, that works as a great substitute. That's why I constantly remind people to consider buying a long cut pasta for certain reasons. So you can match that scraps of beef or scraps of chicken, throw in your frozen mixed vegetables. turn that into a stir fry with other seasonings, okay? And have that leftover noodles with that. You just made yourself lo mein, your version, and it's delicious. So there. Michigan ladies wishing everyone a good morning. Oh, that is so cute. All right, so now, as you know, I mentioned 36 eggs, and that sounded like a heck of a lot, but not for a family of four and not for a 2 week period. Because eggs are not only consumed as a meal, eggs are part of recipe ingredients, like to bake a cake, or for example, just saying. Some cake recipes require 3 eggs. Um, According to the box, I have actually played around with that. You know those box cake mixes? Oh, you need 3 eggs. Not really. Not really. I've actually done it on 2. Some box cake mixes say use a quarter cup of oil. Ugh, not really. I've gotten by with 1 or 2 capfuls. You know the cap on the oil bottle? I'll pour it in the cap, put it in. You save yourself a ton of calories and oil, just saying. And avoid deep frying as much as you can. It's so full of extra calories and fat, and it's going to cost you more money. Pouring oil in a pot by the gallon. I cringe when I see this. Many times, items can be actually shallow fried. A couple of turns in the pan. You'd be surprised. It might even taste better to you, in my opinion. Okay, so 36 eggs offers a ton of meals. Eggs cooked any style for any meal or snack. Used as an ingredient in potato salad. Used as needed in recipes. Boil a few in advance for a quick, ready to go anytime meal. You know, there's something to be said about the simple act of making a few hard boiled eggs and having them ready. Sometimes you just want a little snack or even a quick meal replacement on the go. That's protein. And you want to know why people sometimes constantly feel hungry? They're not eating enough protein. They may be blowing themselves up on too many carbs. Yeah, sure, it feels good going down, having that bowl of rice. An hour later, you're hungry. You know why? Because it has been researched and medically proven. You must have an adequate amount of protein in your diet. Just living on mainly carbs? No. That's why you'll have noticed I placed a bunch of emphasis on that so that you're feeling better, okay? That's why. And the 36 egg route is the way to go. Therefore, why not boil up a few hard boiled eggs? Not 36 of them. Maybe like boil up about whatever your family wants. Boil up at least 4, 1 per person. You'll be surprised how many might grab a hold of them when you least expect it. Just, put them in your fridge for a couple of days. If you see it's not used in 2 days, make an egg salad for lunch and it gets used in a hurry. It's not going to get wasted. And by the way, you can make deviled eggs too. Just saying, just saying. Okay. Pasta. Now I mentioned the pasta yesterday. Obviously, I just mentioned a lo mein. You can use, the spaghetti with. Pasta, regular standard spaghetti and meatballs. Yum. Who doesn't like that? Chicken soup with small shells. With small shells or small pasta like ditalini. That works really nice. Orzo. Did anybody ever eat orzo pasta out there? It's pasta, but it mimics the appearance of rice. It is a very nice alternative to rice if you're sick of rice, okay? Orzo, Orzo, Orzo pasta. Get whatever brand you want, makes no difference. To me, pasta's pasta, but that's me. Here you go. Eileen? Ah, Denise loves orzo. Thank you, Denise Andrews. How are you today? Eileen mentions egg salad with green olives. Yeah, equals upstate New York. I never tried that with green olives. I'm going to give that a whirl. Thank you very much, Eileen. This is why I love my community. This is why this Jan's clan is so cool because let me tell you, you guys interact, which is great, and I want you to. And thank you for contributing like specifics in helping each other out. I never had egg salad with green olives. I got to give that one a whirl. Thank you very much, Sharon. Eggs in the air fryer right now. Egg salad or creamed eggs over toast. And yes, yes, it is possible. Sharon Jackson taught me you can actually make hard boiled eggs in your egg fryer. What? Yes, you can. It is not going to explode it like I thought. I still haven't done it yet, though, Sharon. I have to get brave. But Sharon does it all the time. So she has a unique, well, actually, she has a specific way to do it. And I'll get the specifics again and I'll remember it in a future video. Okay. Okay. Ah, Tony Ann loves Orzo. Yay. I have a lot of Orzo lovers here. That isn't that great with soup, Orzo? Yum! I love that. Orzo di Tallini, all those like little ones like that. So good. Hey, I bet any Italian American kid watching this may remember this one. Who grew up eating pastina? Pastina, you know what I'm talking about. If you're from that culture, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course I had pastina. Oh, let's see. Denise Andrews, just like my friend Steve Young in Florida, says, nice and warm here in South Florida, thanks. You know, I must consider a move change at some point. uh, let's see. Wanda, one year when I was a kid, I hid my Easter eggs in my closet and then forgot about them. Stinky. No, no, no. I do not recommend hiding Easter eggs in closets and forgetting about them. No. I can only imagine that smell. That had to be not too pleasant. Ah. Oh. What, Denise? Denise Andrews says, that happened to us one year, except we found it outside. Oh, thanks God. I think the Easter Bunny forgot how many she put out there back when we used to use real eggs. Aw, that's right. There was a time when people used to hide the real eggs. How cute is that? Ah, Tony Ann, if you didn't light up a button here, I'd say Tony Ann's last name is possibly by marriage, right? So, yeah, pastina, grandma's medicine. So good. It was it when I was a kid. That pastina was in this itty bitty box. Speaking of itty bitty boxes, who remembers Lipton tea in the teeniest, tiniest box, and they only sold 8 tea bags in it? Who remembers that? I know I'm old as Methuselah that I remember that. I don't care. Who remembers that? Be honest. I won't tell. Nobody's watching. It's just us. Ah. Oh. Aw, thank you. I got a little invite out there. Well, I humbly thank you. You never know. Watch your words. It just might take you up on it one day. Thank you so much. Ah. All right. So spaghetti and meatballs, chicken soup with small shells or small pasta. Now this one, I had posted a recipe. You might have forgotten. Almost everyone is familiar with rice pudding, and with good reason. It's delicious. Are you aware that you can actually make a macaroni pudding? What? Because everybody just thinks of pasta in terms of savory. Savory. Not necessarily. Maybe I should find that video again and attach it to my description box, okay? Macaroni pasta. I'm trying to remember the exact pasta that was used, but it looked really, really good. Anybody out there ever make macaroni pasta? Not macaroni pasta, macaroni pudding. Wait a minute. That's it. That's it. That's a hint. I need my cup of cheer. Take a coffee break. Do the happy dance. Just saying. I know this cup looks familiar. It was gifted to me. It was gifted to me. In all probability, I don't know the cost, but in all probability, I couldn't afford this cup. But thank you for the gift. Raise your cup and cheer. Okay, macaroni pudding. What? It looked really good. Denise says she admits it. She's old. That's okay. You know what we are, Denise? We're not old. We're vintage. And you know we have the trait mode. I don't know what you look like, but anybody in my generation, it's not weird that we wear our hair long. It's not weird that we like to wear choker collars. It's not weird that we wear like multicolored shirts a lot. This is our brand, okay? And that's okay. The previous generation had their own brand, okay? And the previous generations had their own brand. Yeah. That's okay. We are vintage. We're like wine. We get better as we get older. Oh, let me see. Oh, that's right. Eileen, I love couscous too. That's very good. It's very similar. Yep. Wanda. Wanda thought about using orzo in stuffed peppers instead of rice. My husband doesn't eat rice. Yeah, rice. Pardon me. This frog always tends to happen when I'm on the air. The whole day could go by, there's no frog. Sorry. There you go. You thought about using orzo and stuffed peppers instead of rice. Your husband doesn't eat rice. Give it a try. I mean, you probably have to bind it a little more because rice is very starchy, where orzo is kind of not. And I'm not sure if the orzo would stay put in the pepper. So maybe if you bind it with like an egg in that. My mother used to make stuffed peppers, not the way everybody traditionally knows it with the ground beef and the tomato and the rice, which is yummy. No question about it. It's delicious. But a few people, maybe the Italians could relate to it. My mother used to make, they were Cubanelle peppers, the longer one, the green one, the long one. And she used to stuff that with eggs, flavored breadcrumbs, cheese, and garlic powder, and or fresh garlic. But since some of the kids didn't like to bite into a chunk of garlic, you know, when you're a kid, oh, garlic, okay. So she would sneak in the garlic powder in that, smart woman, and whatever other seasoning that you prefer. And she would shallow fry that. They were so frapping good. Anybody out there ever eat a stuffed pepper that way? Not the chopped meat, rice, and sauce way. Let me know. Okay. Michigan lady, they're talking to each other. Okay, they're still speaking back and forth. Very, very, very nice. Okay, so look at all these recipe ideas. Now, I know that wasn't on the list, but these are ideas. These are not like mandates, okay? They're suggestions, not mandates. But look at how cost effective stuffed peppers in general are. Whether you go the ground beef, rice, tomato way with the bell pepper. But do note this. There is usually, not every time, if you could get a good price, get it. My favorite peppers, of course, are the red bell, right? I could take one of those and bite into it like an apple. They're so good. But the price difference between a green bell pepper versus a red bell pepper could be significant. So if you're very, very tight and living on a limited budget, you just might have to swap it out, for the green. If you're using green in a recipe and you don't like that little bitter taste, here's a trick. Take a half a teaspoon of sugar to counteract at least a little bit that bitter taste. It works. I've done it. It works. Okay. Couscous might be cheaper than orzo too. Probably, I don't really know if that's maybe. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be. Possibly, yes. Go for the better price. It's always good to try different things. If you've never tried orzo, try it. If you've never tried couscous, try it. Keep your mind open. If you can afford it, try it. You just might like it. Oh, please don't make me cry on this question. Don't, Denise, don't make me cry on this question. I do not, with a capital N-O-T. No, I do not have an Aldi's where I live. The closest one is in my neighboring state of Jersey. For me to get out there and spend all that transportation to get there would defeat the purpose. So I don't know what it is. Any official of New York State, if you're viewing this for the fun of it, first of all, thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate your efforts. But can you please consider, why don't we have all these in New York City? Why? Why? Just saying. If there is, and I don't know it, okay. But you don't have one in Manhattan, to the best of my knowledge. Just saying. You know, Manhattanites like to save money too. I know. I have cahoots. Yeah. Okay, so Denise said, do you have any Aldi where you live? I'm able to get the different colored peppers. Very good price. Yeah, no, by all means. Sometimes, now this is a time when I used to take advantage of those cut up manager special because I knew I was going to use it right away. And that's very key and very important if you get manager things. And, you know, when I used to see those like pre-cut red pepper, yellow pepper, orange pepper, like for a song, I snatched that up and I would use that like immediately, like that day for whatever the recipe was, whether it was sausage and peppers or, you know, peppers and eggs, which is another inexpensive hero, that pepper, eggs, and onions that I believe derived from Italians. All colors, small, one in a bag. Yes, yes, yes. Ha 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 ha. You're right, Denise. You're giving me too many reasons to leave my town. Okay, so don't forget pasta pudding. By the way, pasta and beans. Well, okay, some people call it cheech and pasta. That's the Italian way of saying it. What I like to do is, and I posted this recipe about, I don't know, a week and a half ago. Lentils with pasta. Oh gosh, this is just the easiest recipe. I'm just going to share it with you very quickly now because it takes less than 5 minutes to do. Put a little bit of regular oil. It does not have to be olive oil, okay? So if you have good old vegetable oil, it is okay. My favorite is canola. I actually prefer canola over all of the oils because it's like a blank canvas, okay? And it has a higher burn point from what I heard, okay? But I never had a problem with it. Put a little bit of your favorite oil in just a regular pot, okay? And then what you do is you're going to saute, not forever. You got to be next to it. Chopped fresh onion, okay? Keep an eye on it. Some people maybe want chopped fresh garlic. I use the garlic powder. So onion, I sauteed it till it was translucent. Put a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic powder, or if you have a pinch of garlic salt, okay. To that, all you're going to do, you know, Progresso canned lentil soup. You're going to pour that in the pot. Then you're going to take 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. You're going to put that in. It makes it like its own sauce. At the same time, in another pot, you're boiling small. Make sure you get small pasta shells. I don't care what brand, small pasta shells. You throw that in your mixture. You will always make this recipe. It yields a ton. It is delicious. Serve it in a bowl with grated Parmesan cheese and a little bit of optional ground pepper if you like, or just as is. Anyone can eat this. This makes any group of eaters happy. And it's so cheap. Oh my gosh. For less than what? Like $5, you get a couple of nights out of that thing because you reheat the leftovers. Just put a little pinch of water in your pan and reheat it up and then just season it again. You are good to go. It's very inexpensive, very healthy. Hello, Wanda. Wanda says, we got a new one, but it's about an hour away, so I haven't made it there. They have all these Winco, Sam's Club, and Costco all in a very close proximity to each other. Is anybody aware if all these has like an online thing that they deliver? Just curious. Just wondering, If not, I'll check it out myself for fun, okay? See, this is so good that we sit here and interact, we share, we learn. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, now sandwiches. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me, please. Rice. Okay. Rice with beans, of course, everyone knows, with chicken, with ground beef, your stuffed peppers, like you just mentioned. I can't read my own word. What happened here? Oh, ground beef or ground turkey. Rice balls. Did you ever hear of rice balls? Okay, rice balls you can use in place of meatballs. You don't have ground beef, you can make rice balls. Most people have rice in their house. All you do is take rice, cook it the way you normally do, add to it 1 egg, Parmesan cheese, whatever other seasonings that you like. I like to use garlic powder and flavored breadcrumb. Be generous on the Parmesan cheese, though. That makes a really good difference. If you have some shredded mozzarella, add that to that mixture. Okay, you make the mixture. So it's going to include the breadcrumb in there. Get an ice cream scoop so as to for evenness in the size of when you're cooking this. Okay, you scoop them out. You could formulate it easily into a patty. Sometimes making it as a ball, it might tend to collapse. Make it like a hamburger patty, but don't make it like so flat, like it's flat against the pan, like like a burger, as if you were formulating a hamburger. Okay. Oh my gosh, shallow fry that. Watch it cook. You got to watch it. You can't make a phone call and do your nails. You got to stand there and watch it. All right. When you see that's reasonably movable and it's you flip it over and you have something so yummy. Oh my gosh, that in itself, you could have that rice, we'll call it rice ball mixture or rice patty mixture. You could have that fried like that, sit down, that with a little bit of cut up tomato or a side mixed vegetable or just a typical like easy garden salad. You have a complete meal right there. Everything's in it. Everything is in it. It is so inexpensive. And best of all, it is so frappin' delicious. And by the way, if you want to know where I got the word frappin' from, Steve Young. Okay, no delivery. Okay, only pickup. That's okay. I mean, I'm surviving. I'm fine. Denise, I make a huge amount of black beans and freeze separate portions. Very smart. Then you make rice on the night that you want it. Wow. What a cheap meal along with a salad or a side vegetable. Yes, absolutely. You see, again, sharing. Thank you so much. I don't understand. And if I'm going a little longer than I anticipated, please forgive me. If you have to leave, catch maybe the rest on replay. But these ideas are coming up and I have to address it. Jan, personally have no problem, zero problem of doing a batch cooking for the week ahead. I don't mind it. When I was teaching, just imagine, I was teaching, our class sizes were like 38, 36. One year I had 42 kids, one class, self-contained. So you can imagine where I'm going with that. Plus my own daughter. But my own daughter is a wonderful and was a wonderful and still is a wonderful child. But she's an adult now, a very adult now with her own kids. But the thing is this. The last thing a school teacher, in all probability, wants to do is go home and just start from scratch, dragging out the pots and pans, because teachers take their jobs home with them. It's not like some jobs. You finish your job, okay, see you tomorrow, whomever, bye-bye, whistle blows, you're done. Not a teacher. Teachers do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. So when people say things like, oh, well, you get your whole summer off, Yeah, but it's okay. We kind of need to regroup because kids can be challenging. 42, just saying. So I didn't mind batch cooking is the actual point I want to make, okay? I didn't mind it. I actually loved it. I found it relaxing. But I would do a trick, and I mentioned it on the How Debbie Saves channel, okay? And how you doing, Deb? Hope you're watching. Love you always. On her show, I mentioned something about batch cooking. You could do two things at once. You could be having your slow cooker going with some meals for the week while you're doing your other stuff. Talk about multitasking, and that one's easy. Just set it up, and you could do the other stuff. Just saying. Oh, okay. Getting back to this for a second. So the rice balls, and of course you can make your own vegetable fried rice. We just went over the lo mein deal, right? Of which I still go to. Love it. Thank you, Denise. Denise says teachers are our heroes, and I can't stand when something thinks they have it easy. I have friends and families that are teachers, and I see what they do. I thank you humbly for that. Thank you very, very much. It's a it's a delicate balancing act because not only your focus is on educating the child, but sometimes, well, we need the cooperation of parents as well. We need to work cohesively together. And the trick, in my opinion, is excellent communication and everyone being respectful of each other. I know and understand because I am a parent how hard parents have it, especially with young children. As children get older, the problems change, they get bigger, but there's that degree of independence as time goes on. But when children are very young, I taught the third and the sixth grade, okay? One parent went up to me and said, oh, you can discipline my kid all you want. I says, no, that's for you to do. I can suggest, I can teach, and I can encourage. Disciplining, that's up to you. And I didn't want to take it further because that person really wanted extremes being, no. So it's like having to be diplomatic and respectful to the parents. And my main focus are the kids. And by the way, for anyone that is teaching, I take my hat off to you. But please, everyone, all of us, refrain ever, every one of us, ever from ever telling a kid they can't do something. If any teacher, I'm going to take a minute which has nothing to do with this show, and I'm surprised it got to this point, but it's okay. God meant for it to do that. I'm going to encourage anyone viewing, I'm going to look right at you and say, never use these words. You'll never amount to anything. Don't ever tell a kid that. That is falsehood. It is a lie. It is evil. Never use those words. If any of you ever heard those words and it damaged you in some way, someone might have said it to you, wash it out of your brain. It is fake. That's fake news. Talk about fake news. That's fake news. Okay. You can do it. You pursue. You keep going and you keep going and you keep going. You know, Chef Bobby Flay was told he wouldn't amount to anything in a school that's actually not that far from me. And he went to that school. Chef Bobby Flay was told. He dropped out of school because he was depressed. He heard someone say, a leader in the school say, you'll never amount to anything. I guess you proved them wrong. Now, didn't you, Chef Bobby Flay? Kudos. Sorry, the teacher came out of me for a minute. Thank you, Wanda. I always forget. By the way, if this channel is of interest to you, please like, share, and subscribe. I can always use the boost because YouTube recognizes that stuff. Thank you so much. Okay, now getting back to sandwiches. Woo, I got so serious there. Getting back to sandwiches. All right. Sandwiches are a gift from God. Well, not quite, but if you're hungry, yeah. Okay. So therefore, Sandwiches really are the way to go. It saves you money. It saves you time. It's great on the wallet, and it's a blank canvas. And with all the choices that are on yesterday's list, figure it out for yourself. Make any kind of sandwich you want. The sky is the limit. But I can offer you a couple of tips. Bulk it up if you buy a head of lettuce and tomato, if that's your thing and if that's what you eat. A jar of pickles, if you don't like that, bulk it up, bulk up your sandwich, put in protein. Don't be cheap on protein. You have to have protein. Protein shuts off your appetite. It makes you feel happy and peppy. Hey, I'm 62. Hey, do I act like what 62-year-olds are supposed to act like, or whatever that means? I'll never grow up. All right, now. All right, so sandwiches: shredded beef, pork, chicken, tuna, egg salad, chicken salad, grilled cheese. Now, with the vegetables, you can make vegetable soup, veggie stew, Yankee pot roast, roast chicken, and potatoes. This is all from the list from yesterday. Okay. Meatloaf, meatballs, shepherd's pie. And don't get me started on the complete pancake mix. Okay. Coffee cake. Just say it. Coffee cake, sugar cookies, my bisconis, muffins, cornbread, peanut butter cookies. This is all with the stuff you bought, well, in a pretentious way yesterday. And if you did run out and adhere to that list, this is what you could do. But don't duplicate your purchase if you're very short. Don't, for example, tie up your money duplicating something when you could use that, cash for a different item. Okay. And by the way, just because a person gets $200 in whatever does not mean they have to spend that right now. Okay. So work with what you have, hang on to it. If I'm not mistaken, that money carries over. Check with your local SNAP benefit. Okay. Maybe things vary from state to state. Okay. But I believe in this state of New York, I believe that it carries over. Again, even New York is double check it. So I don't want to steer you wrong. Okay. Double check it. But think of it sort of like a little bit of a savings bank. Okay. If you could carry over $10 to next month, think of it like that. Hey, I'm with you, Eileen. 65, 66 next month. Oh, good. Happy upcoming birthday. Never growing up. There you go. Never let that little kid in you die. Never let it. Never let it die. All right. So beverages, homemade. Okay, beverages. I don't want to just slather over that. Beverages, homemade iced tea with lemon. Delicious. The real thing. Did you ever notice something with the powdered one? Forgetting budget. And I don't know if this happens to anyone else out there. It happens to me. Sure, it tastes great going down. But it never totally quenches my thirst. Am I the only one? So guess what happens? There must be some ingredient there that makes you want to keep drinking it. A minute later, I'm still not quenched. However, first of all, to quench your thirst, water is the only thing that actually quenches your thirst, okay? Scientifically speaking, water hydrates you and it quenches your thirst. So if you want to get flavorful, have a flavorful beverage, a box of tea, like 48 count or 100 count. Nobody remembered the 8-count box of Lipton, huh? It was this teeny box. It looked like the size of the original Pastina box from back in the 60s, okay? I couldn't believe it. If you don't believe me, look it up online. There was a teeny weeny box. So cute. Can you imagine selling 8 bags of tea right now? What? Anyway, but they did. They did. But I don't know. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Okay. Make your own iced tea. You could easily do it. Just brew it up, a couple of bags, let it steep, let it cool off in your refrigerator. Put your lemon slices, put your sweetener to taste, You can use Splenda if you're watching sugar. You could alter it to your taste. Um, make as much as you want. Drink as much as you want. It's the real thing, okay? Um, instead of buying iced coffee outside, who's to stop you from making your own? Sharon, I always think of you when I think of your wonderful iced coffees that you make that look so good. Get creative. You can do it. In all probability, many of you have a pot of brew there. You could like chill it out or just drink simple. My dad taught me about iced coffee back in the 60s, okay? Because he used to drink it instead of iced tea. He would put ice cubes with black coffee and sugar. Some people lighten it up with milk. Some people drink it black. Everybody has their own taste. I mean, he didn't need a fancy store to go to and spend $7 for iced coffee. Really? Not in my lifetime. Not happening. All right, so you could do a homemade iced tea, lemon, iced coffee, seltzer water with sliced orange or lemon. That's delicious. That's very good. It has a hint of flavor. Ever notice when you go to a diner, especially if you order diet soda, what's the first thing you see on the edge of the cup? A glass. A slice of lemon. Well, they do that for two reasons. To identify it, I believe this is the reason. To identify it as a diet beverage, right? And also, notice how the lemon makes that soda taste a lot better. So you could do the same trick with seltzer, which is significantly cheaper than sugary soda. So don't forget, I like the bubbles too. And you could treat yourself to a New York style A cream. Yeah, I did a video with that. So if you have seltzer, yeah. If you want to make an A cream, got to go look for the video. I'm not giving it away again. That's right. It has too much sugar in it. Ick. Yuck. And I think there's a chemical additive which sounds like a science lab. When you read things on labels that sound like science labs, beware. See what you could do about it. Uh, okay. Fruit. If you have fresh fruit. Steve Young could attest this. Like if we're on video chat, hanging out and talking, I'll say to him inevitably many nights, many nights. Like if I make my dinner, I'm, heating it up in the oven, I'll always place 9 out of 10 times in my same tray that I'm heating up my dinner in. You might consider this. I wash it off, I clean it, I score the outside to make little slits to let little, air pockets get through. I bake my apple. I love my baked apple with my dinner. It jazzes it up. You could sprinkle some cinnamon on it or just have it as is. A baked apple versus sugary apple pie all the time is a great alternative. Very inexpensive. Your kids might like it too. Give it a whirl. So while you're baking anything else, have a couple of baked apples in there. It's yummy. And by the way, if you have oats, if you did buy oats, who's to stop you from making oatmeal cookies or oatmeal muffins? There you go. All right, well, that's it for now. I believe I only did a tip of the iceberg. You guys, in the regular comment section later, when the video is playing, like as a replay, please feel free to add more meal suggestions with the items that you could come up with if you recall them from yesterday. Okay? Well, I hope I helped at least one person today. And if not for anything else, I know that we had a good time. We shared our ideas together. I can't tell you how very much that I do appreciate it. I'm not going to apologize for getting a little serious there because I think God spoke to me on a Sunday morning, especially to give that message to anyone that might have heard they can't do it. No, they can't do it. You can do it. We can do it. We could do it together. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for watching. Why? Because I really do appreciate what? Your time. Don't forget to come back and join me live again tomorrow at 6:15 a.m. What? Yes, 6:15 a.m. for the regulars that are there that comment. And if you can't catch me at 6:15 a.m. tomorrow, please don't hesitate to catch me on replay. I have well over 500 videos. If you want to explore some of my older stuff, you might laugh at some of the techniques I've used, and some of them sound downright primitive, but that's okay. The message is still pretty good. Don't forget to check out that channel that I mentioned before. I want to make sure I'm right. I believe it's called In the Moment or Living in the Moment. Whatever the exact channel name is, I will attach the video to this once this is up and running. So you just go to the description box below and click. And there goes Michigan Lady. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. You too, my dear. Tony and Ikalara, you have a great day. Michigan Ladies wishing everyone always a great day. Eileen Lester's wishing everyone a blessed Sunday. Have a blessed Sunday, everybody. Don't forget to head over to Kate Caven's channel at 10 o'clock today. Have a great day, everybody.